What is up, guys? Lord Nick here, bringing you another One Piece related video. This video, guys, I'll apologize if I seem very, very low energy. This is not just out of tiredness. This is mainly because I've been sick for the last 4 or 5 days. I'm still recovering, but I wanted to get a video out. The worst of it is happening during my general recording time earlier this week, so that's why it didn't happen on Thursday. In place of doing a stream today, I elected to do the video. We're basing it off the list that I played this week. So Wednesday I played a I played a completely different list than this. I was testing out the Japanese list that was 4 Kuzans, 4 Aramakis, instead of 4 Brooks. I was testing between 2 Kobes. And then I was electing to switch out one of each of the Aramaki and Kuzan for some 6 drops because I felt like those were very valuable. Ultimately, I went back to playing basically the Japanese list with just the Kobe switching out for 2 of the Brooks. I did not end up liking that list. Oftentimes, it felt like, if I high rolled, it was insanely valuable. It was a very strong list. But if I didn't high roll in every single game, I was on a back foot against most matchups. I think that there were particularly a couple of matchups that it felt super easy in. It made the Dofi matchup feel even easier than it normally feels, which is significant if you think that you're going to run into a lot of Dofis. I do think that it made the Bonnie matchup, Enel matchup, and Lucci matchup feel significantly harder, which for Enel and Lucci, those have become some of our harder matchups. And then for Ploofy, it has also made that one kind of okay. Actually, honestly, seeing Aramaki so often was pretty good, and the few times I hit TTW or 3000 Worlds on curve, it felt pretty fine. That being said, my own meta here at Locals is not a whole lot of Dofis. It's not a whole lot of Luccis. A lot of folks are just kind of playing for fun more than anything right now, as there's no real big event for a while. Or not a big one that many of them are going to. Orlando is in January, and I think Dallas is in December. And so there are folks heading to Dallas, but those are kind of just the guys that are going to play heavy competitive, and they're playing. A lot of them are teching into possibly doing some off-meta kind of roguish decks that are very good into Dofi because they expect it to be a heavy Dofi population. So because of that, they're kind of testing some of those. So because of that, our meta looks really weird here in Austin right now. So I have moved back to a more or less aggressive route, though I do believe that Kuzan and Aramaki are still very valuable top end. I've moved back down to 2 Aramaki. I think that that's a fine number for him. But I've also cut it down to 2 Kuzan just to give me some more early game potential. By doing such, we are back on the Orlumbus package using the Rebecca searchers. We've added in 2 Leos for some early game. We're keeping the 3 patchworks because they help us with Dofi and a couple other matchups that like to go kind of aggressive with their board state. And then we're also adding in Hound Blazes because despite us not being as good a user as like Blue Black Sokka was, it is actually still really good for us because once we've developed a Kyros or any character really, it enables us to be able to go for 2 characters a turn, which is super strong for us, and it's a low-cost investment for us to do that. So it gives us more Dawn to be able to do that for the second character. With combination of an Orlumbus on play, Orlumbus already in play, and then a Hound Blaze that is a potentially 6 Dawn to get rid of a 6 cost, and then another 8k swing into something that is rested, so we could actually get rid of quite a few powerful and potent abilities on the 6 Dawn curve, which is really, really strong. So yeah, we've kind of elected to go back to that. Because we've cut down these guys, we still want some top end, so we're up to 3 Luffys, and we've added in Kong Gun again, just to give us a better finishing power, because we are going from full fatigue into, we have fatigue options for the decks that we have to go that route, but against other decks we have closing power within Kong Gun and Luffy. So we are more or less a hybridized version of fatigue and tempo, but it's more or less I am playing tempo that instead of leaning into full tempo like with Geckos, I'm leaning into the option of having those late game fatigue powerhouse cards that can potentially lend us in the matchups that we need to. All right, looks like I have to create it. We are playing a couple of ranked games just to kind of showcase some of the showcase the list a little bit if we can. I will try to narrate it like I normally do. I will apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be playing as clear-headed as I can, but my pills are starting to wear off, and I still have about an hour and a half before I can take them again. So, you know, we'll see. Oh, cool. All right, matchup I'm not really super familiar with, especially with the new build on him, but I think we still want to go second no matter what. Stage is super useful, but, like, this is actually just such a good hand. We can't really mulligan this. We have a 2K for early. We have a Brook. We have a Searcher. Like, I don't think we mulligan this in any way, shape, or form. Red Force TCG Zambo. Alright, Sumi's playing out a 5-drop. Yep, got a Shaka on board already. We have a Patchwork. That's pretty good. Let's not deploy you yet. Let's use Leader. Deploy. Take this 2K because we can get the Bardo back if we really need another 2K. I assume he's going to play Stage, put something in life, or play another character. Oh, he's searching. Okay. He found himself a Luffy, so he can just KO our Brook once we play the Brook. So we do need to be cautious of that. He's going to Shaka this turn. Okay. We don't really have enough counter in hand. Well, I mean, we do. We could get out of this attack. I think staving off his early attacks is going to be more vital to us right now. So let's stave off that. We can Rebecca this next turn if we need to. He's probably going to deploy another 4 or 5 drop. Alright, play the Luffy. We're going to play a Stage. I would play the Brook, but I want to save that option for next turn. Oh, God. Okay. Well, we're in an interesting spot right now. Yeah, we're just going to pass. He's got 2 6K swings coming at us. We only really have the ability to get rid of one. Shaka is probably the more impactful one. Like, I do want to get rid of the Luffy, but the Shaka is probably the one we need to get rid of. Okay, we have Orlumbus available now, too. I can't get rid of this because we need to be able to use it. So we actually have to eat this, too. What's he got for 4? He's just going to play a Lilith, and then he's going to develop another character. Okay, another Luffy. That's really annoying for us. So we need to play the Brook. So I think we actually... God, we can only get rid of one of these characters. I think he just wins this. He just overruns us. And there's not much I can do. Not having a Kyros is probably the mistake I made here. If I have a Kyros for turn 2... Well, I mean, even with the turn 2 play, he's still just playing out so many characters a turn. Yeah, but he's another Luffy. Like, I literally just can't play a character because his Luffy will just KO the Brook and he gets to get a draw off of that for free. He has, like, no counter in hand. So Orlumbus isn't this turn. So it's gotta be Brook. Whoops, we gotta do this in the correct order. -1. -3. Deploy a Brook. KO. Pass. We have to counter out with these. I mean, he's 2 6K attacks. Like, I really don't see us getting out of this. Nope, no block. Actually relevant right now. Just so he has less attackers. Yep, you got it. Another Shaka. Okay. So we can do this. -4. Put out a blocker. Deploy a Brook. That's really our only option. Okay, we're starting to get cards back, but he could just Luffy KO or Orlumbus, and we just don't really have a shot. All right, there's his Edison. He's got to discard 2 cards. He got rid of a Mom and a Gadatsu. Gadatsu ain't gonna do crap now because we went pretty low. If Orlumbus lives a turn, maybe we make this work, but it's kind of doubtful. It's got 4. So yeah, we just block here. It's what we have to do. He's just going to kill the Brook, I imagine. Nope, he's just going face still. Alright, what you got? Pay 1, play what? A Robin. Interesting choice. So I need to play the Rebecca, which would allow us to... Do we have a Kyros in trash yet? No. Like, we've just hit our bricks here, which is not good for us either. So... How can we kill here? So we can minus here, put 2 Dawn here, swing, KO. Trying to do the math here if this gets us out of this. We could play this. This is a big boy. Gets rid of one of the bricks in our hand. That doesn't do much though. I think this is gonna be our better route, because then we do this to the Shaka, get rid of the Shaka. Attack 5, get a counter out of his hand. Oh, that was not anticipated. Okay, so you put my Armaki back in life. You're gonna swing 6 at me and give me my Armaki back? Oh, you're going for the Brook. Do I keep Brook alive? That's the question. No, not really. Okay. So, I think we just have to go this route. Okay. Maybe we bailing ourselves out of this somehow? Some magical fucking way? Alright, cool. He frickin' killed one of his life off? That's fine. That's a free life for us. You just going face with that? Okay. We could counter out of this, right? It's 1... Not well. We can't counter out of this well, right? Because it would be you... Yeah, no, we'd have to give up too many cards. Resolve, no trigger, that's fine. Okay, so you're just nommying to draw a card. There's a Luffy. We could kill both of these. We don't have to worry about a leader swing. He doesn't have enough counter to keep them alive. So I think Luffy is the option here. Wait, can we do this without Luffy? Can we develop characters here? So let's see. We can do Rebecca, get back a 2K, deploy a Leo. No, we can't kill them both. Okay, so Luffy would have to be our route, right? Because we can Orlumbus, swing 5 here. I'm trying to do the math here. So Orlumbus, swing 5, he lives. Well, so 5 kills, right? So 7 kills maybe? And then Orlumbus kills himself or Rebecca. Like, we could have... Well, we wouldn't need a blocker because he has no rush, right? Did they run a rush? They could run a 7-drop ace. Or a 5-drop ace, I mean. If they run a 5-drop ace, we lose either way. Deploy. Okay, so we swing 7 here. Deploy Leo. No action. Pray he doesn't have the ace. That's about all we got. Just pray he doesn't have the ace. Nope, Yamato. That's fine. Okay. Nami. Yep. Fucking stupid card. Don't know why they created this. He's 3 in hand. So yeah, we just deployed Luffy. Plus here. No target. 11. See if he has a 2 and a 1. He doesn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. End turn. We're so slowly just trying to survive it. All right, another wreck. Yep, that's fine. That's fine by me. We're just gonna deploy this and pass. Good luck, buddy. You need another one of those. Do you have another one? Doesn't look it. We might have made it. We might have got out of it, guys. We might have been able to fucking stall out of Vegapunk. Holy crap. This has been hard as hell. This dude's been at 2 life the whole game, and I can't do shit against it. Oh, that's a Shaka. Oh, God, that's 2 characters. Oh, that's 3 characters. Oh, no. So we can use this. This gets us a blocker. Alright, so we could do this into what? So we could do this. This can find us something that clears, right? This, okay, so we can get, this is 6 here. This gets us back somebody that kills. This can get us back somebody that kills. This might. This puts a blocker up at least. This also puts a blocker up. If we had a Leo in hand, I say we go for it. Do we have both Leos in trash? That's the other question. One's in trash. I don't remember putting one back, so there's a decent chance there's one here. We don't have a Luffy that we can play. So I think the best route is develop 2 blockers, getting back like Brooks both times. KO that. Deploy. Send back 2. 1, 2. Grab a Rebecca. Deploy over you. Grab a Brook. Deploy over you. KO the 5 base. And turn. It's unlikely that he can get rid of both blockers efficiently here. And now we have enough attackers to go for game. So he has to heal. He has to go for lethal and heal. No, you resolve attack. You get a blocker. Alright, you're at -5. So she's at 4. Oh yeah, we could reduce her by 2 with the Brooks, right? We attack 10. What do you get back? We did it. We did it, guys. We could beat Vegapunk. That was an absolutely terrifying start. Like, that man exploded onto the fucking board and showed multiple Luffy's and constant Namis and freaking, I kept saying Ragnarok, but Kingdom Comes, Raigo. That literally that Hound Blaze out of life saved us because it stopped one of his attacks, which gave us just enough staying power to survive and clear his board. He could have countered out of some of his characters, but he was too afraid, or maybe he couldn't have. I don't know. There was a lot of times that it felt like he probably could have countered out of an attack or two on his characters, but he never tried to. Woohoo! Alright, we beat a Vegapunk. May not seem like much, but seeing as that deck literally just won a freaking tournament, I'll take that as a win. the no attacking leader versus no attacking leader. Woohoo! Alright, we're gonna play one more, guys. Alright, copy code. We got the same guy. Alright. Sure. Take second again. We will mulligan because we want a more explosive start. That's a solid start. Gives us a stage right off the bat. Sure. Yeah, get your Lilith out. That's fine. Alright, now we just need to find a patchwork. Okay, sure. Well, now you just gave me a target that I can KO. Yeah, put something in your life. I don't care. I hope you just deployed a Shaka. Alright. Alright, he's defending his characters a lot harder this time. Hell yeah. Doesn't know what Kyros does. Take those wins, baby. He didn't get to see a Kyros like all last game. Why is he playing the Namis? Why aren't you just putting her in your life, dude? Yeah, no block. You get that one. We have anything of... Fuck, dude. This is craziness bad. So we deploy you. We still have 5 remaining. Start off with a 5 here. Okay. Eight there. And turn. Alright, we're stalling him out, and now we have legitimate lethal threat on board. He's got to heal himself this turn. He didn't swing? Why didn't he swing? I'm rather I mean, that's rather curious. Eight. We'll pass. Like, I'm not at a threat now to have to attack life. We got a much more aggressive start for me. Okay, you put a Luffy in my life. That's fine. Attack 5. Attack 5. End turn. He needs a Rygo. There it is. That still puts him... He has to heal 1. Alright, no blocker. So, we're just going at life this turn. We're at 6, right? Take 2, get a hand, pass. You need a 2 and a 1 out of hand, buddy. Okay, you're there. You can only heal 1 more this turn. Okay, keep killing him, dude. I have plenty of counter in hand now. You have an Edison. Nice. Activate. Put one of you back. Grab you. Deploy. Alright, so we attack 5. Attack 5. Attack 5. Too many cards in hand. End turn. He'd need any of his KO cards to get past the blocker. Plus, he has to clear board. Block. No block. You got him. What you got? Okay. Good luck, buddy. 1 card per turn. Found a Shaka. Cool. You gonna play a Shaka? You gonna put him in your life? We got him twice. So we beat up a Vegapunk. We beat up a Vegapunk 2 games in a row. Alright, guys. Well, as we're waiting for my opponent to accept that he's lost to me twice in a row, I don't know how useful this will be for y'all's matchup, but this deck is considerably more aggressive than the general Kuzan Aramaki build. The very ironic part of it is that I feel like I've seen Kuzan and Aramaki more consistently in this build, where I'm running only 2 of them, than I do in builds where I'm running 2 ofs or 3 ofs or 4 ofs. That's not true. I see them more at the times that I need to see them, and a big part of that is because we mill through our deck. We can search a little bit easier, and then, you know, if we do mill through all the copies, we just put them back to the bottom with either Moncherie or Luffy, and then we just start milling through our deck to get to them, and we just kind of play stall and defensive until we get there. Otherwise, it's just Otherwise, we just kind of play safe, or we just kind of play more aggressively, because we have the option of potentially finding Kongun, Luffy, and that's a pretty good win con. Otherwise, just developing multiple Kyroses, getting kind of our general engine on board to remove their blockers. With Houndblaze, we have ways to pump up our guys so that we could clear their board a little bit stronger with our attacks, and that's something that we kind of been missing in my previous builds. And ultimately, I think that it really adds value to the deck more by having that and playing to that win con. So I'll openly admit that I think I was a little bit off in my initial bias towards just how strong Kuzumaki is. Not that Kuzumaki isn't a strong combination. Obviously, it doing well in Japan was pretty solid. But here, at least in the US, it seems that a lot more folks want to play a bit more Oonga Boonga, a little bit more aggro. So because of that, playing something that is so slow and stally is very, very difficult. It's not impossible, as I was doing it to a moderate degree of success, but it is considerably harder than playing a little bit more of a faster-paced game ourselves, having stronger options, putting more pressure on stuff. This doesn't necessarily showcase that strength, right? Because we ended up winning the first game through purely just good trigger off of life and playing out for a long con, and then this one we did Oonga Boonga him better than he did us, but it ultimately just kind of comes down to the fact that, you know, neither of these games really showcase that ability. I think the fact that I went toe-to-toe with a Sanji and almost was able to come back and win if he didn't have Diamble in hand was pretty good yesterday for me, against one of the better players in Austin, for sure. And the fact that I'm consistently beating up on Dofis with this list and previous lists. So ultimately, I think that Becca actually has a pretty solid place right now. And this list actually is probably going to be more of a solid turn for her next set, as we move into a set that you got to be cautious about how many on plays you're looking for when specifically dealing with stuff like Blackbeard. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the video, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.